Picture this. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Your blood boils, jaw tightens, hands grip the wheel. You're still thinking about it 20 minutes later. They've already forgotten you exist. So who's really losing here? Here's the uncomfortable truth and exactly how to fix it. The 90-second rule. When something makes you angry, stress chemicals flood your body, and they flush out on their own in 90 seconds. But then your brain kicks in. What an idiot! I should have said this. Tomorrow I'll tell him. And suddenly you're still angry 40 minutes later. Not because of what happened, because of the story you kept telling yourself about it. It's like a smoke alarm going off for burnt toast. Normal people open a window. You keep making more toast. The button pusher myth. He really knows how to push my buttons. Nobody can push a button you didn't give them. Those buttons are unhealed wounds, old stories, past versions of pain. When your coworker says that one thing that always sets you off, ask yourself, is this really about them, or does this remind me of someone else? 9 times out of 10, it's someone from your past wearing their face. They're not pushing your buttons, they're showing you where the buttons still are. What anger is actually hiding. Anger is a bodyguard. It shows up to protect something softer underneath: hurt, fear, shame. Your partner forgets your anniversary. You explode. But underneath, do I not matter to you? Here's the difference. You never remember anything. That's a war. I felt forgotten. That's a conversation. One creates distance, the other closes it. The space between. Between what triggers you and what you do next, there's a gap. Most people don't know it exists. Right before you fire back at that passive-aggressive email, one question: will I be proud of this response tomorrow? That question is your superpower. Use it. The observer. Not this person is an idiot, but I am noticing the thought that this person is an idiot. That shift is everything. You're no longer inside the emotion. You're watching it from one step back. And from that position, you get to choose what happens next.
Reframe everything. Difficult people aren't obstacles. They're personal trainers for your emotional fitness. Micromanaging boss. They're training your ability to stay calm under pressure. Stop being the victim. Become the student. Boundaries aren't walls. I can hear you're frustrated, but I can't talk productively when there's yelling. Let's come back to this when we're both calmer. That's not aggressive. That's just clear. You can show up for people without burning yourself out doing it. You can't pour from an empty cup. The strategic timeout. I want to keep talking, but I'm not in the right headspace. Can we come back to this after dinner? You're not abandoning the situation. You're approaching it smarter. 5 minutes of space can save hours of repair work later. Map your landmines. Your triggers aren't random. They have patterns. For 1 week, keep a simple journal. When something sets you off, who was there, what happened, what it reminded you of. By the end of the week, you'll see it clearly. When you can see the landmine, you can step around it. You're not living reality. You're living your story about it. Your boss sends a curt email. Story 1, they hate my work. I'm getting fired. Anxiety, bad afternoon. Story 2, they're busy and want me to improve fast. Curiosity, productive afternoon. Same email, 2 stories, 2 completely different days. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always choose the story you tell yourself about it. The person who never gets rattled wasn't born that way. They practiced until it became automatic. This week, pick one technique, just one. Try the observer. I notice an emotion rising. Start there. The person difficult people can no longer touch, already exists. You're just walking toward them. If this hit home, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.